I feel like I start every episode by saying this, but what were we doing? At least I have the excuse this time that it's been longer than normal since we last played, due to taking a little break for a week. But never mind. I suppose we shall go here, for we have not been here yet. That sounds like as good a plan as any. A loud thwack noise draws your attention, and you follow the sound to a man in a once white apron who is butchering a bighorn sheep or some other large desert animal with an oversized and heavy-looking meat cleaver. As he is hauling the implement up onto his shoulder for another blow, he catches sight of you and hisses with a wild look in his eye. "Who's there? Don't test me, boy. I'll chop you up like this goat," or whatever it is. Goodness, I'm going to trick him out of his carcass. Frankly, I'd rather have the massive meat axe thing, but never mind. Let us horns swoggle you. Hold on, is that? Look at the horns. It is a blue-crested mountain goat. A what? They're super endangered. There's only like a dozen left. Ain't surprising. They're real tasty. No, look, it is wildly illegal to kill these things. If the marshals catch you, it's years in the slammer. You'd better run and get out of that apron before someone spots you. I'll bury the carcass. The butcher thanks you and runs off in a panic, leaving you with as much meat as you can carve off the whatever it is. So, meat physically is meat. It's a consumable currency. Okay, I'm going to give you a miniature economics lesson here. Money needs to have certain properties in order to be money. Durability is one of those things. It's why you can't use milk as money because it goes off really quickly. It's not a store of value. Meat isn't a store of value because it goes... Oh, I suppose you can do like salamis and salted meats and make it last long. I don't know. Give me a few more months until I graduate. Then maybe I'll be able to tell you for sure. Right. Hello, friend. You have very shiny teeth. Hello. What can I do for you? Do you have a menu? A menu? What are you talking about? This isn't a walk-up-style restaurant. What? No. I'm a silver plater. I plate things with silver, you know. Oh, I thought your sign was... Never mind. Platter, not plater. The man grins, revealing a full set of silver-plated teeth. You need something plated? What are the options? He looks you up and down. I could plate that hat you're wearing. People with silver hats get more done, they say. And enchant your hat to add a maximum AP increase. That's I kind of want that. I kind of want you wearing a silver top hat. That's kind of amazingly cool. But at the same time... I mean, I don't need any more action points. What other options are available? I could plate your melee weapon there. Oh gosh. This will increase your damage of your melee weapon by 3 or even more against creatures that are vulnerable to silver. We are talking about a bit of cactus. We are talking about silver plating a piece of cactus. I'm quite sold on that idea, to be honest. What else have you got? I could plate your pistol. Again, doing more damage. Anything else available? He looks at your pack and mouth a turnip. That sounds like an interesting challenge. It's a fine looking tongue you've got there. I could plate that for you, for sure. My actual tongue. The one in my head. Yep. So I'd be silver tongued. That's... Okay. Why is the turnip so expensive? Why is that so expensive? That seems like it's either going to turn it into something amazingly brilliant or it's going to be amazingly necessary for something. I don't know. How much money have I got? I've only got 5.5 grand. If I got my gun or my bit of cactus, I mean, I don't need combat skills. Let's be completely frank here. We don't need better combat skills. Oh, goodness. You creeped the hell out of me. I tell you what, I'll think about it. We'll think about it and we'll see what happens during this episode. And if... I don't know what will happen, but maybe something will happen and that'll encourage me to go and get my bit of cactus or my whatever it is, my turnip. plated in silver. I'm just trying to rack my brains to figure out why the hell I'd want that. But never mind, let's go to some other locations that we haven't been to before. Let us go to Reboot Hill and see what sort of things we have going on here. Don't worry, it's just paint. Probably. Or maybe it's burning wax. One never can tell. So this is another cemetery, and a rather spooky looking one. To that, I might add. Goodness, it goes on for a while, doesn't it? It's probably what most people say about the vast majority of my videos. Right. Moving swiftly on. Hello, friend. You don't seem very pleased with the situation. You see the ghost of an elderly woman holding flowers. She seems to be lost and depressed, above and beyond what is expected for that ghost. Hello, is there something I can help you with? Oh, it's awful. I can't remember. I can't remember at all. Let's go back to the beginning. I'm already very confused this evening, and I don't need you making things worse. Well, you see, I had 4 daughters, and they each married 4 brothers, the Smiths boys, and after that, they each had 5 daughters of their own. This sounds like a riddle. Unfortunately, I outlived every one of the 24 of them. Right. So you do know you're a ghost. Oh yes, in fact I died here, in this graveyard, where they are all buried. I came here to visit them. I suppose my poor old heart finally gave out. That's not the problem though. 95 years is a pretty good run after all. So what is it exactly you forgot? I brought this bouquet of flowers to put on my favourite granddaughter's grave, and I can't remember which one of them was my favourite. I'm so ashamed that I cannot bear to leave until I have remembered. I see, well maybe I can help you figure it out. Thank you, that would be much appreciated. Is there anything you can tell me about who they were? I'm quite certain her first name ended in a vowel. Oh, that's good. That's brilliant, because I don't know the vowels, and I'm going to have to look them up. I've also not got any paper. It's the end of term, and I've used it all writing other things. Never mind. So, let's write that down, because this is a riddle. Right. First name ends in... I can spell vowel, I don't know what they are. Can you tell me anything else? I was 40 when she was born. 37 or 42. Must have been somewhere in that range. So she's currently 95, did she say? Yes. So she's currently... You can't scroll unless the mouse is actually on the text window. That's irritating. Never mind. So, like, what? 55 years ago? Roughly, she was born. Roughly. Her first name was longer than last, so first longer than second. Anything else? She wasn't buried next to any of my daughters, so not next. How am I going to know that though? Because the daughters are going to have the Smith's name, presumably. But then so are their children. Anything else? She sniffles a little. She passed at the same age as poor Becky, who is in such ill health. Okay, this is a lot of clues. Same age. It'll probably make more sense when I look at the stones. They might give additional clues that will make things clearer. Same age as Becky. Anything else? Her favourite hobby was knitting. Okay, I feel like I'm making her sadder and sadder as time goes by, but never mind. Knitting. She knit me a lovely sweater of crimbo just the year before I died. That's all I can remember. Oh no, the year before she died. Sorry, not the year before you died. That wouldn't make any sense. Hang on. Let me think for a moment. I'll come back in a minute. So, who's this? Oh no, this isn't anyone. Alright. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you. Little Becky Smith. Okay, so she died at the same age as Becky, which is... 16? Yes. Yes, 16. Yes, okay, so she died at the age of 16. That's not 16. That's 19. That's not 16. That's not 16. That's not 16. That's 16. Yes, okay, so let's roll with Pamela for the time being. Where is she? What's her name? She must have died the most recently, I think. 18, get on, there's a lot of you. Hang on, give me a few minutes, I'll see if I can work this out. Ah, here she is. Right, okay. This is her. This is the woman we're talking to then. So the woman we're talking to is Rebecca. And she was born in 1800 and lived till 1895, which must be roughly when we are now. Right. So she was born about 55 years before that, which is round about 1840. So it was Pamela born around 1840. I'll be back in a moment, my darling. Was Pamela born about 1940? Yeah, 1936. It's roughly the right sort of time. And she's 16. The same as Becky. Let me just double check my math on that. Yes. No, why am I looking at Penelope, for crying out loud? But penultimate? What? I'm sorry. Hang on a second. What? There's two Beckys? Okay, there's this Becky, and then there's that Becky. Well, this makes things complicated, because now I don't know if she died at the age of 16 or the age of 24. Maybe that's the point, so that clue isn't too easy to work out. Yeah, so Pamela was born in 1841. That seems more reasonable. But then that one's 16 years old. Who else is 24 years old? Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's basically a toss-up between Pamela and Patricia at this point. And I'm erring on the side of Pamela. I'm gonna go with Pamela, and I'm gonna pray that it's right. Did her name start with a P? Was it Pa? I've forgotten which one I wanted now. I think it's Pamela I'm going with. Is it Pamela? No. Okay, fine, then it's Patricia. I was referencing... What? Maybe she'll be over it by tomorrow. No! I can't be... I can't wait until... Well, I can wait until tomorrow, but, you know, I don't want to wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow will happen the next time I die. Which, hopefully, is never going to happen. That's a pain in the backside, but I'm sorry about that. I failed absolutely miserably. Not to mention, when I die, I'm going to lose all of these wonderful status effects of mine. Oh, dear. My powers of deductive reasoning have failed me yet again. Billy Spider McKinley turned out to be way more than one. What, a spider? Why? I don't know. Maybe it was the knitting clue, because I never made use of that. Oh, I don't know. The ground here seems reasonably soft. You have a marmoset skin cap. Increases pistol damage. Which probably increases it by more, thinking about it. But I don't really want a bit of dead flesh hanging around my head, despite wearing a leather hat, but never mind. A Peggy Immortal died. Sort of ironic, yes. Big Bob Hurlingham, gone to the big pie eating contest in the sky. A tripe pie. Good, maybe that'll drown my sorrows a bit. Increase your muscle by 5 for the rest of the day. This pie crust is filled with intestines. It just goes to show, one man's nightmare garbage is another man's dinner. I'm sorry, what? You want to run that one by me again? Biv Butkerson. He was a real butt-face. I bet that he was. Snidel Crandlesworth. He was... What? He was sort of like a Benjamin Button kind. Oh, because he died before he was born. Funny. Anita Centibarium tried to eat her way out of a bear, but presumably didn't win. What? Clean Willie Hinks. Really gotta hate this burial thing. A Bucky Jeansley. No one ever saw a man die that way. Shame he didn't explain how. There's a whole gang buried here. Let's murder the lot of them so that we can feel a bit better about being such an idiot. Let's have a try with this thing, because it never works. To be honest, that's better than I could have expected it to be. Right, give me a moment to work out my frustrations on these guys, and then we'll see what else we've got here. Right. Oh, good, lots of XP. Does make up for the fact that I failed a dead woman, but never mind. Just got a long living woman I failed. Right, here lies the sweet gang. May they never wake up. Take the sword. The sweet sword. Your royalty. Royal idiot, maybe. This sword used to adorn the grave of the sweet gang. Now it adorns the faces of your enemies, briefly. Idiot. Is that better than my bit of cactus? No, it's significantly worse than my bit of cactus. Good! I want everything to be worse than my bit of cactus, because I want to continue to use my bit of cactus forever. Right, even further inside, yes. First lady bicyclist to ride off a cliff. It's riding boots. Wow, why are there any cliffs around here? They're better than my nun boots. They're actually almost exactly the same as my nun boots. With maximum AP and additionally 3 speed. Do you want more speed? Do you want more moxie? Yeah, I'm going to stick with the moxie because it's personal damage. And that's kind of my thing at the moment. Lavender Crinks, the inventor of the external combustion engine. I bet that didn't really take off. The remains of a picnic. Some soda crackers, some sarsaparilla, and a gothic what? It's an ornate carved brooch with jet black gem in the centre, which, come to think of it, might be jet black because it is in fact a jet. Right, I'm going to pretend like that makes a bit of sense, and we'll leave that where it is at the moment. This might come in handy for something, because it seems like there's occasional items that give you like heat resistance or spooky resistance or cold resistance that are useful for accessing certain areas, so that might come in handy later. Right, what have we got on the other side here? Vernon Pensicarod, professional sword swallower. I'm guessing eventually that went wrong. Dynamite Jim Fresca. All the bits we could find. That's a bit dark. Right. Safe cracking. Oh, for goodness sake. Inside the tomb is a document and a weird looking metal object. What does the document say? The document describes a tontine, the burial wishes of Sam Feathersmith, and a weird sequence of letters. Okay, what's the object? A key fragment. Okay, I'm going to pretend like I've got a clue what's going on. Fragment of the key to the big fancy tombstone. Okay, can I get inside this one? Document, little object, some more letters, and the object again. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these letters. The burial wishes of Chet Busterley. Okay, no, not that bit. So, I can't open this without the safe cracking, so presumably I need that in order to get the third part of the key. Or do the clues give you the opportunity to get the other parts of the key without needing the rest of it? I don't know. What the hell am I looking at? Oh, the necromancers. At last. You're not going to get past this weird barrier of whirling bones without, well, making it so there's no whirling barrier of bones here anymore. Shoot them and dispel them, or crush them. Well, fight fire with fire. Let's use some mysticality on this. Your mystical prowess makes short work of the flimsy magic holding the bones together. Nothing to it. Right-ho. Hello, friends. These cultists look like they're barely maintaining control over their skeleton. Interrupt the ritual, or wait a while and see what happens. Let's just watch them fail miserably. That sounds like fun. You hide behind a tombstone and wait. After a few moments, the skeleton wrests itself from the cultist's control and goes on a rampage. Bones and teeth fly everywhere, and none of them belong to the skeleton. If that gives you any indication of how the fight turns out. Seemingly satisfied with the carnage it has caused, the skeleton scratches something into the ground and then shuffles off to the south. Oh dear. What did he write? This is what the skeleton wrote. Must be its name. Grutch. Maybe make Gulch? I don't know. I'm guessing. There is a black book. No, I'm not reading this. The last time it did, what happened to it? The vampiric yodel skill. Oh, I kind of really want to know what that is. I don't want the combat skill, I just really want to know what vampiric yodeling sounds like. Mid-tier Nex-Mex teaches you how to replenish your blood supply by stealing the blood of the living. Keeping enough blood inside you is important to necromancers and civilians alike. Yes, I'm sure. How confusing. But I'm not going to read that, because last time all my hair fell out, and I dread to think what will happen next time. Okay, anything else of interest here? Peninsula Wackersley. Nice lady, but really unfortunate name. Oh dear. Anything else requires some stench resist? Oh, we were just talking about that, weren't we? Where do I have that? It's on my offhand, isn't it? The sweet smelling flowers. Yeah, here we are. Can I now access this commode? There is a discipline slip. What the hell is that? Looks like one of the Necromancer's cultists got written up. 2 more of these and he'll be ritualistically eviscerated. Nothing personal, simply corporate policy. You read over the infraction listed on the slip and it looks like the cultist was gathering dangerous mushrooms. Goodness, a bit more information for my journal. Okay, we should probably try and find them eventually. Probably, perhaps. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll figure this out as we go along slowly. Died of a disease we don't have a name for yet. Paulette Toothspring. That's a heck of a name. Some skull chips. Some itty bitty bits of skull that were found that were once good for keeping somebody's brain inside, but not anymore. What possible purpose is that going to serve? Oh dear. Ran for mayor right off a cliff. Oh goodness. I feel like there's a lot to be said about politics in that sentence. Lucky Vinnie Pike, it's bound to run out sooner or later. What, he's still alive and you just put this up in like anticipation? What? Gina Slapradish ate too many wasps. Oh, for crying out loud. Why couldn't we meet these people in the game? These people would be brilliant to me, instead of just people I fail to look after. Hazel Batchley embroidered herself to death. Oh, nice sounding person. That one guy. You know the one. Yeah, him. Idiot. Bread Haggins, the most strikingly rat-faced man any of us had ever seen. Stanrietta Minkleston tried to eat a live eagle on a dare. Okay. Oh, giddy aunt. Looks like the eagle knocked out all of her teeth on the way to... I'm amazed you could even get something that big down your throat. I'd probably guess their profession, though. Are you still here? From earlier? Are you the same person or not? Hello, who are you? My name's Bernard. Lower your voice, they'll hear us. Who? The cultists? Yes, you're not a fan. They're reanimating dead people's skeletons. I don't want to be reanimated, that sounds awful. I love the picture. I love his little picture, it's wonderful. Can you imagine having to walk around without your skin on? How embarrassing, not to mention cold. Well, I suppose. I mean, dying's hard enough. Who wants to come back to life just when you've got used to being dead, right? I could see that. Please, can you do something? I don't want them to find me. I don't quite know how to tell you this, mate, but I think you are being reanimated. They're already dead, or whatever it was. Great, that's a load off my mind. Let me tell you. Here, have this worry stone. I shan't need it anymore. Like an 1800s fidget spinner. Not that. A hole rubbed into it by incessant worrying. Fidgeting will make you stop looking so anxious all the time. What did I used to have? What do I want? Do I want extra Moxie or pistol damage? I mean, they both do the same thing. The question is whether Moxie has a linear relationship with pistol damage. But we'll stick with it for the time being now. So. Right. Well, this has been a mixture of confusion, failure, and misery. Oh dear. Never mind. I don't even know what the key... I don't even know where that key goes to. I don't have... It needs more than 2 parts, right? You don't have all the pieces of the key. No, that doesn't surprise me. The third one must be inside that thing I need to save cracking for. It's not for this, is it? No, I don't think so. Oh well, never mind. Let's have enough of that. Let us go to another ranch and see if we can shoot a cow. That might make me feel slightly better about life. There's a goblin marching down the trail in a soldier's uniform, the pants of which have been seriously pinned up to account for the goblin's stubby little legs. It salutes when it sees you. Hello, hello, what is up? I'm soldiering. Yes, I can see that. Talk to it or attack it. Let's have a little conversation. I didn't think there were any goblins in the military. What's your unit? What? Where a uniform getting? From dead soldier man's, so I'm now a soldier. That's not quite how conscription works, but maybe. I mean, I've heard of dead man's boots, but seriously, there's a difference. I suppose you might get away with it, but you'd better not let any of the other soldiers see you with contraband. What? Giving soldier supplies to me for safety. Ah, good. Trauma kit. Good, that'll come in handy. I prefer it when those things give you something funny, but never mind. This doesn't seem like a ranch. Why is there a gymnasium at a ranch? This makes literally no sense. What did that say about an endless expanse of boring A-gave in that direction? Okay, fair enough. And this is some sort of weird vertical cactus. I mean, all cactus are vertical, but you know, differently vertical. What's going on here? There's something a bit funny about this ranch. What? A, it's intact. B, there's no cows. C, there's a gym. And D, the buildings aren't barns. It doesn't even look rebuilt. I think the cows must never have touched it at all. Most mysterious. Right, let's just see what we have going on here. What are the rules? A list of draconian fitness rules that the guests of this sanatorium are to adhere to. It's a scale, like a ruler, but for weight. Weigh yourself. According to the scale, you weigh 37 stones. You don't know exactly how to use the scale correctly, though. Years' worth of height and weight measurements in the ranch's customers is the most boring book you've ever read in its entirety. I'm going to completely skirt around the fact that I spent the last 3 weeks looking for a book very similar to that in the sense of a data set, but never mind, that's a very boring story that you don't need to hear. It's a big ruler for height. 1 inch and 4 yards tall. I don't know how to convert yards into anything readable, so I must apologise for that. Let's go to the kitchen and meet a person that isn't here. What? K purity is the best source. This is a large oven, but it doesn't have a door, just a wide slot. It's just like a sort of burning post box. The label on this says dough press. The combination grain stiffer flour mill who knows what. Its grain hoppers are currently empty. Can I get some grain and put them in there maybe? Keeping, oh I'm guessing the K is maybe Kellogg. Keep calm and enjoy nothing. Goodness, this sounds very puritanical, doesn't it? It's a locker. Not unexpectedly, it's locked. Not anymore though. A recipe. The recipe reads 4 parts barley, 1 part oats, 3 parts spelt. I'm sorry, what? Press to 91, cook for 8 minutes at 640 degrees, and a chef hat. The combination of cowboy hat and chef's hat is popular amongst camp cooks and people working in restaurants who wish they were camp cooks. How many needles have I got left? I don't feel like I've got very many. Can I find that here somewhere? Needles. I've only got 2. How many other things are there? All of these need needles. Oh, for goodness sake. Fine, let's go for this one as well then. Some sugared pork balls. That sounds disgusting. Peppermint drops. Ranch workout scheme. Warm-up stretching, 2 lung expansions, equilibrium maintenance stretching, skeletal vibrations, and cool-down stretching. That sounds horrible. What? The only thing inside is a dusty old diary. You pick up the diary and blow off some of the dust. The diary of somebody Smith. The first name has worn away, but you can tell it was longer than 7 letters. Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pamela is 6 letters long. Patricia is 8. And 8 is bigger than 7. Right, sadly, the contents aren't particularly juicy. The author joined Kellogg's health program because she had had several relatives with poor health and wanted to preserve her own. She found the ranch pretty boring, but appreciated the lack of anything much else to do, gave her plenty of time to spend knitting. Oh, for crying out loud! Which was her favourite hobby. The last entry mentions Kellogg's death, rumoured but unconfirmed due to brain aneurysm caused by outrage at hearing a dirty joke. Who is this bloke? Oliver Cromwell? and that the author was returning home. Guess she forgot to take her diary with her. Well, goodness. Can we get into Kellogg's office? Hello. I don't know who to talk to. You in the moustache, or you with the world's thickest chin? Oh, it's an ape skeleton. Ah, the grotesque anatomical charts. They have spleen mixed up with liver. Fix it and get anatomical learning. Yay! There are sure lots of books about enemas on the shelf. What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's a workout thing. Mostly medical journals and Bibles, and some copies of National Geographic. Hello. Hello. So you're a ghost, huh? So it does appear, but alas, without me here to instruct them in my regimency of purity, all my patients have fled. That's probably not exactly why. They're likely out ravaging the countryside and their own bodies. One cannot have purity of the soul without purity of the body, you know. What's this whole purity kicks about anyway? My threefold path to the elimination of corrupting influences. Would you like to hear about it? Not really, but go on anyway. The first step, I call, is purity of the glands. One must rid oneself of all romantic and sexual desires. Cease all self-polluting behaviours. Like what? Smoking cigars? Well, yes, but speaking of more nighttime activities. Alone. Anyway, that's the first step. What's the second step? The second step is purity of the guts. This is accomplished through frequent cold water enemas. Yikes! And okay, I'm guessing it's not a workout thing then. And the consumption of wholesome and nutritious grain flakes manufactured through my own personally scientifically developed recipes. What makes them different from many other breakfast cereals? Did you not hear me? The recipe is scientifically developed, as opposed to dragged out of your ass developed, I suppose. And the third step? Purity of the muscles. I developed an extensive exercise regime featuring several workout machines that I have invented myself. And all of this comes together to produce what exactly? My regimen eliminates corrupting influences from the body, thus purifying the body, mind, and soul. Well, that sounds like a good result to shoot for, and it works. Certainly does. Just look at me. You're dead. And a ghost. Neither are things I wish to experience. Interesting. Never mind. The desk is scrupulously tidy. In fact, there's not so much as a desk blotter or a single pen. It only has one drawer. However, you find a secret button cleverly hidden on the underside of said hiccuping drawer. That is my desk. Keep off it. You're incorporeal, so go ahead and try to stop me. Well, I never. Press the button. Hidden panel opens, revealing a secret room. Fun. Oh, gosh. I was going to mention how this is sounding more and more like a cult every day. This is the most boring secret room you can imagine. Well, there's your thumbnail for you, if nothing else. Giddy yarns. Does he have anything else to say? Oh, goodness. No, he has nothing to say. Wow, okay, let's go and investigate the gymnasium. What? Your body is still wrong. Yes, I feel like this is the tagline of every single cosmetics advert and well, magazine in the world, but never mind. What the heck is this thing? The Stretch Master 4000. I don't want to insert my limbs, but I guess we'll try it. You strap yourself into the machine and allow it to inflict some warm-up stretches on you. Keep going! The machine pulls too hard and probably yanks one of your shoulders out of its socket. Ow. This is the lung flex. Suck on the blast. Oh, God. Oh gosh, that sounds like a stage direction in a porn film. Alright, I'll suck on the blast hole. You've had enough terrible exercise for today. This place is awful. Oh dear, no way you're done with these stupid machines at least for a while. Wow, what's in the barn? Oh blast, I can't get in the barn because it's locked. What a fiasco this has been. Oh dear, this wasn't quite what I was expecting. You hear gunshots and somebody is shouting nearby and decide to investigate. This instinct is basically what separates an adventurer from a sane person. You find a bandit in scorched and blackened clothes, wildly firing his pistol at scenery. Everything he shoots bursts into flames somehow. I like the sound of that. Go to hell, cactus, scorpion, rock. Looks like we have ourselves a real character here. I ain't disagreeing. Just sending a little scenery to the cow lords below. How about I send you too? You'll make fine and dandy pets for my masters. No thank you. I knew I hated this guy for a reason. Fight him, throw a bundle of dynamite at him, or give him a message. I'm really curious to know what the message is. Listen, bud, you're sending all these rocks and cactuses and stuff to the cow lords. That's why I'm here. I'm a messenger. Oh, you don't say. Let's hear you prove it. Moo. Oh, well, that checks out alright. What's the message? They say knock it off. We've got plenty of rocks and cactuses and stuff in hell already. Well, dang it. I hope I didn't make them mad or nothing. It is customary to tip the messenger from hell. Yes, it is. I wanted his flaming pistol. I want a flaming pistol that sets people on fire and then catapults them into the next dimension. That sounds fun. Goodness. Never mind. Roy must prefer performing his own morning ablutions outdoors. I'm sorry. What? Good. I'll put it on my CV post haste. Hello. Oh, goodness. Let's have a conversation first. Howdy there, Pilgrim. Name of Roy Bean. Hello, Roy. I am Sticky McThin. What do you do here? Well, when I first came to these parts, I was all about two things. Dispensing justice and dispensing of jelly beans. I was the biggest name in bounty hunting and candy selling that anyone had ever heard of. Gosh, what happened? Oh, nothing particularly tragic. Got old is all. Hung up my pistol for good. He points at the wall. Look, he points at an empty hook on the wall. Oh, for... Well, that spoiled the surprise of some of it anyway. I still sell some jelly beans from time to time, but they're out of fashion. This old place is like a jelly bean museum now. It seems that the sign outside isn't very accurate. I should ask about the jelly beans. For a jelly bean museum, I don't see many jelly beans. Bunch of crooks and shady characters stole them, all 3 jars. Suppose they think I'm a soft target now I'm retired. Maybe I could help you get them back. Well, I'd certainly appreciate the assistance. Can't offer much in way of reward, but I can tell you which way the first group of thieves went, if you happen to be going in that direction. The jelly bean thieves' hideout. Alright, I'll catch them. What are these? This lack of jelly beans is not for sale. Goodness, are there any things I can steal? Like any needles, for example? What beans are for sale? Goodness, there's a single yellow jelly bean in a case with a sign that says Paragianium murder bee honey jelly bean. Very, very rare. 6,000 meat. What kind of lunatic would pay 6,000 meat for a single jelly bean? Not this one. What kind of lunatic would probably end up paying 5,000 meat for a turnip? What kind of lunatic would do this? As you get near to the spittoon, you can smell the overpoweringly sweet stench it exudes. Nauseatingly sweet, like the rotting corpse of a dead gummy bear. Garish rainbow colours swirl together in a congealing psychedelic madness. Is Roy using jelly beans as chewing tobacco? Yes. Yes, of course he is. We're talking about a bowl of jelly beans that have been sucked on, half chewed, and then spat into a brass bucket. Do you seriously want to put your hand into that swill of artificial colouring and thickened saliva? It'll probably never be clean. The places this pour has been, it's never going to be clean again, mate, already. The spittoon or no spittoon. Right, in for a penny, in for a pound. Look, I'm serious. You're about to permanently dye your hand with a swirling mishmash of all the worst colours in the spectrum. Nobody will ever have a tattoo that will look as gross or stupid. Can't I get like a stick and sort of fish it out? Give me the bleeding gun. Oh dear. You plunge your hand into the spittoon and fish around for a while. Eventually you find a really disgusting pistol and a really disgusting hand to shoot it with. That's amazing. That's actually really, really good. Your hand has now been permanently stained a rainbow-coloured contents of a nasty spittoon. On the bright-hand side... The bright-hand side. On the bright side, that hand will never suffer anything worse ever again. That's true. What about the befouled pistol? It'll probably... Oh, goodness. It'll probably make a sound when you shoot it. If there was a mysterious pause there, it was because I tried to edit in the actual sound that is, but couldn't find it. Right. Never mind. That's, is it good? Yes. Yes, it's brilliant. Yes. It's brilliant. Oh, give me strength. Oh, we got a couple minutes more. The bedding cemetery. Oh, goodness sake. You grab a piece of billowing garbage to wipe the sweat from your brow. You should really get a handkerchief if we're going to keep riding in this heat. The garbage turned out to be a flyer for a nearby tourist attraction. We'll go there later. I think we've had enough failures in cemeteries for today. What do you have to say about the situation, Susie? You think these would be the jelly bean rustlers? Well, this is right about where Roy said they'd be, so probably. They do look rather rustly. I bet they rustle up a storm every day. They're rustling. Right, hello friend. You approach the bandit seated around the fire. The meanest looking one speaks up. Don't know who you think you are, friend, but you better turn yourself right around here by the way it came. Listen, you wanna eat lead. But that's not very neighbourly. Take a hike, neighbour. You fellas stole a jar of jelly beans from an old man, and I aim to have them back. Is that right? And how are you planning to do that? With meat. I don't actually want to pay them. I want to hornswoggle them because hornswoggling them is funny and entertaining, but I don't actually want to pay them. I'd rather murder them than pay them. But we'll try it. Okay, that seemed to work. I plan to buy them from you, of course. Heck, all the trouble you fellas went to get them. It couldn't let you leave without just compensation. It wouldn't be right, and let me congratulate you on a robbery well done. You make your way around the campfire, shaking the bandit's hand and patting them on the back, and then pay them the meat you picked from their pockets, and they leave cheerfully. Ah, now that is an excellent move, my friend. Goodness, anything here? Please say there's some needles here. Some missing beans! Brilliant. Some stuff. Nothing very interesting. Some more stuff. A needle. A headband, you say? Did I go with my trousers? It's not going to be better than this. Saying that is pretty decent. This headband, formerly worn by an exercise-obsessed lunatic, has Kurt's Fit TM printed on it so many times it's legible from every possible angle. Goodness. I wonder if that's got any relation to the crate full of dynamite. Lovely stuff. Some other useful bits to pieces. We've actually got enough money to plate my tongue now for some blasted reason. We've got a needle now, so I'm going to... What? Those are snakes. Ah! Die, you blasted snakes. I'm going to... I want to listen. Oh. Oh, it doesn't make the noise. It doesn't make the noise. I wanted it to make the noise. Okay, so the question is do we want to use this needle to open another locker, or do we want to use it to open a barn? I'm going to go with the barn, because at least it's a bit different. The barn door is open now, and somehow I seem to move the entire barn a few inches to the left. Spiffing. You got a perk, unlimited grain. I'm sorry, what? There was a lot of grain in here. If you ever need a lot of grain, you know where to find it. The grain at Kellogg Ranch is at your disposal. Okay, yes, there is a lot of grain here. There's also a needle. Ah, this proved to be profitable. And then to stack grain. A bag of mixed grain. Can I use that in the machine here? Maybe I can, because I've got a little recipe oven. I maybe I could make something. Some barbed wire. This might come in handy. Barbed wire is one of the things that pretty much explains what it is in the name. Can I use that for anything? Or is that a weapon? Imagine like a barbed wire whip. Oh, that would be awful. Someone's probably already invented one of those. Yay! You'd think I was a drug addict from how excited I get about random needles, wouldn't you? Good, that allows me to get the rest of these. Oh. Nothing in the... Oh, good. Nothing useful. Good. I'm glad I opened these three first, because they were the vaguely useful ones. These are exactly the same, aren't they? Yes, they are. Great. That presumably means they are related to this place. Okay, let me go back into the kitchen. Can I use... bag of mixed grain? Yes, do some cooking. As soon as I check that recipe again. Wherever the hell I left it. Here we are. Do I need any of this? I don't know. I'm going to take photographs of these recipes just in case, because knowing this game is going to expect me to remember it. And knowing me, I'm not going to be able to. There's the workout regime. Wasn't there another one? Another note we got here somewhere? No. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. Yeah, let's do some of this and see what happens. Yes, here we are. The machine is complicated. Well, the controls look pretty simple. There are 3 labelled grain hoppers and a lever. There we are, that wasn't rocket science, was it, Phil? On each of them to dispense a measure of grain into a mixing chamber below a crank for running the mixer. Okie dokie. So let's have... goodness. Let's have some barley. 1 ounce of barley. 2 ounce of barley. 3 ounce of barley. 4. Okay, I'm hoping all of these come out in ounces, because if they don't, I'm going to have to do some conversions. What do these come out in? Yes. So we need 1 part oats, 4 parts barley, 3 parts splint. Whatever that is. There we are. Turn the mixing crank. Yay! You turn the mixing crank. Your view of the grains in the mixing chamber blurs until it begins to spin into an implausible rate. With a startling ka-chunk, hidden parts of the machine spring to life. The glass window of the mixing chamber becomes fogged with steam as the grain is mixed into dough. A few moments later, it is expelled as a soft, warm lump. I'm trying to decide whether describing simply as a soft, warm lump would be a compliment or not. This is a giant glob of dough. Can I use that in the next machine? Insert your dough. Oh, yes, it mentioned something about pressure and cooking things, didn't it? If I could remember what the hell I've done with the photograph. You'd think I'd be able to operate my own phone, wouldn't you? You'd think, but no. 91 psi. 4 unlabeled buttons to your dough and go home. I'm going to try the green one. Nothing happens. Okay, green is probably the go button. Try the blue button. Makes it go up a little bit. Yellow button. You press the yellow button and the machine slowly compresses the dough you've stuck inside. Blast. Okay, let's not do the yellow button. Let's push this up to 91 where it's supposed to be. And then we'll try the yellow button. Yes, you press the yellow button and the machine slowly compresses the dough you've stuck inside it. The machine is finished and you're left with some perfectly pressed dough. Good for me. You grab your dough and leave. As you're leaving, you wonder if your dough is leavened. Oh, funny. Insert flattened dough into this sort of pizza cooker thing. Cook it at 640 degrees, please. First, the temperature knob. Now for the time knob. You set the time to 8 minutes and wait for the oven to finish. The oven dings and a perfectly cooked tray of toasted flakes emerge from... Oh. Oh, gosh! How has this taken me like 20 minutes to realise? Kellogg. Anti-masturbation. Boring grain flake cereal. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about. The inventor of... what are they called? Cornflakes. The inventor of cornflakes was an American man, I believe, in like the early 1900s, early 20th century. And yes, he was so against masturbation that he invented the world's most boring cereal in the concept that it would discourage masturbation. I have no idea how that logic works. But, oh, and they're great, of course. Yes. Oh, I feel even. This has been a great way of making me look like an idiot today. Oh dear, these look like they taste pretty bad. Well, let's try and eat them anyway. Oh, we can't because my stomach's full. We can't bring ourselves to eat these boring-looking flakes. Yes, needing your glands to be pure before we can purify your guts. Maybe that's what's stopping you, impure glands. Oh, I need to stop being such a dirty boy first before I'm able to do that. Can I offer them to him, maybe? I've got you some things. Not that. I've got you some of your things. No, okay, fine. Let's cut our. I was going to say cut our. Let's quick war ahead. No, I'm just going to cut our losses, frankly. But yes, we're going to return to the silver later. In a moment, we are anyway. What? You spot a hell calf grazing right into the. Oh yes. Can't even read that as right into the mist. No target. I'm sorry. What? A shadow calf? That's a bit spooky pokey. That's quite a lot spooky pokey. Am I supposed? I'm genuinely a bit nervous of this thing. How dangerous is it? Okay, I would like to award you, Mr. Shadowcalf, the award for being the first person in about 15 episodes to attack Susie, because literally nobody else ever has. You didn't get long to... You'll have to award it to him post-homos, or whatever they call it. Extra thick leather, some cow blood, some meat, some XP. Good, good, good. Happy we are. Right. Hello. Remind me of the options. The hat. Maybe something else. The weapon. Maybe something else. The pistol. Maybe something else. The barbed wire. I'm sorry. What? I could still with this coin of barbed wire. Okay. I know it doesn't give explanations either. I'm guessing plating the tongue. Oh, hang on a minute. Plating the tongue? Why has that become cheaper? Have I gone completely mad? I could have sworn that plating the tongue used to be 6,000. Okay, so I'm guessing plating the tongue would increase like my speech capabilities, because like silver tongue is a phrase of like a really charismatic, convincing person. I kind of want the barbed wire as well. Since we're probably going to play the Evil Within probably at some point in the coming year, so makes sense. But I want the turnip as well. Actually, we could do the turnip and the wire, but then that would leave out the tongue. We can get the tongue later, because it's only 2,000. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the barbed wire. Yeah, take care of some cows. You plated at great expense. Oh. It's not a weapon. I can't even do anything with it. Oh, okay. This does actually have a purpose, right? Like, I'm questioning myself now. It's not just a place where you could go to get random rubbish to other random, slightly fancier rubbish, is it? I don't know. I'll go for the turnip. Turnip crown! As strange as it was to silver plate this, it's definitely one of the 4 shiniest turnips you've ever seen, and it's balanced so that you could wear it on your head. All hail the monarch of turnips. Oh, ow. I hollowed out the middle so it wouldn't rot inside. You can wear it as a hat now. Oh, now we've got a new thumbnail. It's not a great hat. Oh, gosh. Okay, I think that will do it for tonight. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for screwing up in the graveyard. We'll go back there if I die again. When I die again, we'll go there and sort that out. We'll try and get some money back as well, because they seem to have spent it all. And, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, before we drag on too long, I'd better say goodbye then, hadn't I? Right. Never mind. What an event. What an evening. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. look after each other, and